Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 2 of the In the Ring Action Podcast. I'm your host, Peter, today joined by also Peter.
How's it going?
All right, so this is the first time me and Peter are doing something like this, so we'll see how it goes. How's our chemistry together? We were supposed to get Neck on this, but the dude decided to bail on us, and he hasn't said anything.
As
Said he's
always.
gonna, said he was gonna be good by 4. It's 5:30. No sign of him. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. So we got a couple of things to get to. Obviously, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. It kicked off. Raw kicked off with Jinder Mahal being traded to Raw. I mean, before we get to the match, Peter, what do you think about Jinder going to
I
Raw?
didn't really expect it, to be honest. I rather expected Orton to go to Raw because I think he's been in SmackDown long enough and he just needed something new.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't. I thought I was surprised. I wasn't expecting him to go to Raw, but I think he'll probably get lost in the shuffle a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's a bad thing or a good thing. So, but I mean, we'll see. Anyway, he put his title on the line against Jeff Hardy, and
No, he didn't do it. Kurt Angle did it.
okay, yeah. I mean, Kurt. I mean, this was because Jinder was going in and demanding all those things like I want a limo, I want this, I want that, and Kurt was like, "No, you got to prove it that you're worth it in the ring, so you're gonna have a title match." Yeah, which ended up being against Jeff Hardy, in which Jeff Hardy won. Again, I'm not sure about this Jeff Hardy push. I mean, I know he's good. I know people like him, but his issues outside of the ring kind of concern me a little bit, and I'm just scared that he's going to get this major push, and then he suddenly just disappears because of all these issues that he's been having.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't know. What do you think?
I guess it's good that he's on a single run now because I didn't see him really going back to having a tag team with Matt. And I don't really like his match style. It's always the same. So, yeah, I don't know.
A lot of people like him, but I'm not sure what he's gonna do with the title, and I'm not really, he's past his prime. I don't think he's gonna do anything
Mhm.
really amazing, but it was probably one of the he's probably one of the better champions we've had, and this title kind of needs consistency
Yeah.
because I mean we had that feud with AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, and
Mhm.
and then we just flip flopped the title with Baron Corbin, and I'm not sure maybe if Jeff Hardy has a little bit of a longer run and establishes the title a little bit, it would be good.
I honestly doubt that he's gonna have a longer run because I actually think that Rusev will take the title off of him at I don't know, the pay-per-view after Backlash, so that he maybe have a longer run then.
Yeah, we'll see. Um, then, uh, then what did we have? We had the Bailey versus Sasha Banks. I mean,
Yeah.
uh, I'm not sure about this match being on TV. Uh, I don't know what you want to say about it.
When I saw that the match was gonna happen, I just thought there's no way this will end in a clean finish because I still think that they will have a feud until SummerSlam. So I was expecting
Okay.
someone to interfere.
Yeah. I just didn't like that they made the match on Raw, but it was kind of like Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. I didn't like it, but then again, we didn't get that clean ending because um, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan,
Sarah Logan.
yeah, went to Raw with the Superstar Shakeup, the Riot Squad. I, d- I don't know what to think of this. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw them, I already knew, or I immediately thought, well, that probably means that Absolution is going to go to SmackDown, and yeah, that's the way it happened.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what these two these two factions really do for the women's division.
Yeah.
By the way, welcome, Nick. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, yeah. So
All right, you guys hear me?
Yep.
yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, good. Jeez, sorry about that.
Don't worry. All right. So we were talking about the fact that the Riot Squad went to Raw. What do you think about that?
See, I think it works in the sense that they get more time on TV than they kind of did on SmackDown. Granted, they were on SmackDown almost every week. I think that they have much more potential on Raw, considering that Raw has kind of like the bigger division, like I like Nia Jax. That's going to be big for them, you know. I would not have moved Absolution though. That's the one downside because I think Riot Squad versus Absolution was something that everybody wanted to like see for
Yep.
themselves, and now it's like now they're not on the same brand again. So what's the point of Riot Squad moving to Raw? And
I
honestly,
don't I
go
don't
ahead.
know.
Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I don't know. I don't know, man.
I
Just answering
I
your question.
I don't really know either. I feel like there shouldn't be any women's stables because there's not enough women on the main roster. That's just my opinion. But I can honestly tell you, Ruby Riot does have the potential, and if they do break up the Riot Squad, there's going to be left with Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, who will have basically nothing on the main roster.
I
I don't
mean,
think Liv is that good, but I totally agree with you that Ruby. I mean, her match against Charlotte, what they were able to do on a match that had zero build up, it kind of gives you confidence about her.
I 100% agree. I feel like Sarah Logan should go back to Crazy Mary Dobson, as she did in the Indies, because that's what's got her over. And I feel like she has more charisma when she's Mary Dobson than she is when she's Sarah Logan.
I agree.
Yeah, and I have a friend of mine that really likes, she's a girl, so she really digs into the women's division, not just in WWE, but
What kind of statement is that? She's a girl, so she fits into the women's division.
I mean, I'm just saying that she really likes it. She embraces the division a lot. It's not like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just trying to say that she really pays attention to it. Okay, that's what I was just trying to say. And I'm just saying this because a lot of people trash on Sarah Logan, and she's a really big fan. So if she sees something in her, then I think she just maybe needs a character change because she
I
has the
agree.
ability.
I agree. I feel like she's like unenthused with her character currently.
Yeah, and we don't really even know what it is, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
you
what is the
can't really
character
tell.
supposed to be?
Her
You
character is
can't.
basically just like a Texan redneck, I assume.
Yeah, that's what I kind
Yeah.
of felt like it was. It's an odd character that I don't think has ever really been used, and I don't think anybody's like grabbing attention to it. You know?
No, I don't think. Yeah, I just don't. I don't see it. All right. Well, let's move on then. We had a quick match between the AOP versus Rhino and Heath Slater. Um, the AOP won. I'm not sure what do you guys, you
Absolutely
know,
pointless.
yeah.
Obviously, it was filler, but I think it just gets AOP over. This is kind of usual.
Yeah, not much to say about this.
One thing I will say, just in my opinion, I feel like them doing their entrance without Paul Ellering seems more badass than with Paul Ellering. That's
Yeah,
just me. I don't know.
true.
It's interesting. I mean, it's certainly different, and I mean, we could even talk about what Paul's gonna do. I honestly think he
Nothing.
might take over War Raiders, right? Is that
That
what they
was my
call
thought
now?
too. Yeah, I thought that same thing. I was like, what if he took over War Raiders, and then when War Raiders call up, we get AOP versus War Raiders, which is something that Probably going to
That
get
would be
in
good.
NXT.
That would be really good.
I'd probably rather see that at SummerSlam, like next year.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I still want to get AOP versus the Usos, but I mean, we gotta wait a little bit longer.
I don't mind waiting a little bit because Raw is kind of like where AOP needs to be to stay dominant. But right now,
Yeah, but you could have had the Usos on Raw, so I think they missed an opportunity with the shakeup. That's all I'm saying. All right. So anyway, moving on. We had the Miz TV segment where we saw that that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens got employed by Stephanie McMahon. Now, what do you guys thought on this? So, Peter, what do you think?
I mean, it was obvious that Owens and Zayn were going to Raw. But like this, I don't really know. I think they maybe should have taken out someone with an attack, and then Angle just had to sign them.
Maybe I don't know.
My mic cut out. Sorry.
That's all right. We kind of moved on to. I don't know if you heard, but I was.
Nah,
Okay, I was just.
hear.
Okay, I was just asking what you guys. I asked Peter. Now I ask you what you think about Stephanie employing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Okay, that segment was fantastic. Kurt had the same thought I did because Stephanie shouldn't be able to type, but it was kind of funny that Sami Zayn brought up Stephanie McMahon in that situation.
You can still type with one arm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't need both.
But I would be thinking since Ronda basically just broke your arm, I'd be thinking that you're focusing more on your arm and not Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but just because you have a broken arm doesn't mean that you can't walk around and do stuff.
Yeah, she's got to do her job, man.
Kayfabe, it was confusing. Real life, we all understood.
Okay, fine. That makes sense. I thought it was really good to see that the Miz is going back to SmackDown. I thought that was, that was the right idea. That was
I agree.
And
but I didn't like that they immediately brought up that Daniel Bryan is wanting to fight him.
They're going to fight in the UK anyway next month, so
here's the thing.
Maybe they could have built it up a little bit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like this is like a Mania-worthy match for the world title, not just a SummerSlam main event.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree.
Considering that this has been built up since what, 2010?
Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay,
if you count their days in NXT.
Yeah.
That's oh my god. That goes way Yeah. That goes way back.
That goes back to when NXT was terrible.
That was the time that I remember NXT. I didn't know NXT as it is today when I came back last year. I was like, what is this? Because I was used to the old NXT. What do you guys think are the odds that we see another title change again? Because I was talking to Peter, and it would be good to have the US title have a consistent champion. But what if Jinder wins at the greatest Royal Rumble and the Miz brings the Intercontinental Championship to SmackDown?
I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Well, my thought is, if you listen to Samoa Joe's promo, he lists that he's going to win the IC title, and if Roman has anything left against Brock Lesnar after that steel cage match, and he walks out Universal Champion, he's winning both titles. Now, if you have Samoa Joe lose the IC title, and then Roman Reigns wins the Universal title, and then Joe loses to Roman, that's a big shot to Joe.
Yeah, but still,
that brings him down.
It is going to happen.
Probably.
I think that's going to happen, yeah, too. But because they're not going to make Roman. Roman isn't going to lose to Samoa Joe as much as we want that to happen.
I agree. I think that if Joe was still on Raw, absolutely 100% Roman should lose it to Joe. 100%. Yeah. It'd be the wrong move. But now he's on SmackDown. My thought process is if they want to put the title back on Jinder, okay. then the IC title can come to SmackDown. That means Miz or Joe is winning it. And I'm at a loss as to who should probably win the title more. Samoa Joe can win it, and we can have his storyline progress with his promo, or we can have Miz win it and have him be the longest reigning champion with the most reigns.
I think that's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, that it'll eventually happen. That's a guarantee at this point. But I'm at a toss up here. I don't really know who should win.
But I mean, the thing is, if they're, are they going to wait a whole year to give the Miz the Intercontinental Championship again? Because the shakeup, normally lasts until WrestleMania. So, are we going to wait a whole year to see him back in the Intercontinental Championship picture?
He's been in the IC title picture since WrestleMania 32, correct?
About that long, yeah.
Somewhere around there. That's a little bit too long, but I mean, I'd be fine if Miz won. It gives him something to do outside of Daniel Bryan, but
I kind of feel like WWE wants to give Miz his big WrestleMania moment, and I think they're gonna wait till Mania next year to give him the record.
Ah, man. If that's his big WrestleMania moment, poor guy.
Why?
I mean, he deserves better. He deserves better. He deserves a championship run again, like a WWE championship.
I agree. Well, everybody's saying that he's probably going to win the Money in the Bank, which I don't think is going to happen.
That would be awesome.
As much as I agree, he'd beat a ton of Money in the Bank. I just think that's a cheap way of building up the Miz. I think that him beating Daniel Bryan fair and square would cement him as one of the greatest. For sure.
Happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, but you could have Daniel Bryan win. But again, it's not the same, obviously. But it's the heel thingy, right? He's a heel. But you can have Daniel Bryan win the championship, and the Miz just, takes the title away from him. Just assume like kind of. You remember when Seth won the title again against Roman, and then I don't know how long that reign was because Dean cashed in and won the title on that night. We could kind of have the same thing with Daniel Bryan, right? He finally gets his big moment again. He's WWE champion, and then the Miz comes and just ruins it again.
I like that idea, actually. I really do.
And they could lead all the way to WrestleMania. I don't know. Depending when they do it, it could be like at the Royal Rumble or something. I would like to see, because this match is all right. We all know that the Miz isn't the greatest wrestler, but he's extremely good on the mic, and this feud has the caliber, of a WrestleMania match. So I think they should build it up to WrestleMania, and then Daniel Bryan takes the title away from the Miz at WrestleMania.
I think if not Shinsuke, Daniel Bryan wins the title, it should be from Shinsuke, because we all know Shinsuke is going to beat AJ at some point for the title. That's whether that's the greatest Royal Rumble or if that's at Extreme Rules, I have no clue. I would probably rather see it at Greatest Royal Rumble, considering that Shinsuke is on fire currently with his heel run.
Maybe even a Backlash?
They could have a match at Backlash. That is true. But maybe. I think that would be too close, though, because isn't that like the week after?
That's really close. Isn't Backlash like 3 or 4 weeks after Greatest Royal Rumble?
I think it's like 2 weeks after the Greatest Royal Rumble. I don't know what. Does anybody know when Backlash is? Because I got the calendar right here. If somebody told me where it was.
I'm pretty sure it's May 6th.
Yeah, that would be the week after the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so it's probably not going to happen at Backlash.
May 21st.
May 21st. What? No way. You can't have that right.
Oh wait, that's 2017. Am I bad?
Yeah, no way.
I was going to say, I was like, wait, what?
No, that wouldn't make any sense. Backlash.
Yeah.
May 6th. Yeah. So that would be 1 week after the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably not going to happen at Backlash.
I mean, AJ could lose it at the Royal Rumble. Let's just call it that.
See, what I feel like they're going to do is like just keep having that match and then like sabotaging it just to promote the storyline.
No.
But that's just but that's like the biggest, like that's the thing that we hated the most about Jinder Mahal matches as champion, though.
Yeah.
It was just the same ending the entire time.
Exactly. If you're gonna keep sabotaging it, it just doesn't make any sense.
What, didn't he have, what's his name, Sunil Singh come up at the top rope, and then next thing you know, oh, Kalas, 1, 2, 3. Why? Doesn't
Yeah,
he
we
still
had
do
that a
that
lot.
like nowadays?
Yeah, they did it with the Jeff Hardy thing.
Yeah.
The only difference is Jeff Hardy won, but it'll
Yeah, like
probably
AJ.
happen at the Rumble.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got. After that, let's see.
We had the Revival
The
versus
Revival versus Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. All right, so just let me rant real quick, and then I'll let you guys go. I hate these made up tag teams that just because Matt Hardy's over, we need to give him a title. Like the Matt Hardy, first of all, Matt Hardy does not need a championship,
Yeah.
and I don't like this Woken Bray thing. It just doesn't make any sense. And the Revival is one of the best tag teams in the WWE, and to keep wasting them makes no sense. I would have much rather have them win, and they would take the titles away from Sheamus and Cesaro because we know that they're not winning because you're going to SmackDown. So obviously, the Revival would win, and then you could maybe have a feud with Bray and what Bray and Matt. But they gotta do something with the Revival soon because it just doesn't make any sense, and I don't think that this Woken Warriors whatever thing needs a championship. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, as you said with Bray, I don't think his gimmick now is really any different than before. Because I mean, he was thrown into the Lake of Reincarnation, but I think first he should have stayed longer away from TV, and
Definitely.
he should have come back way differently, way differently.
I think the Wyatt gimmick makes sense when you align everything, but at the same time, the gimmick didn't change, and that's the one thing I hate
Yeah.
of the entire thing. I like Matt and Bray. Don't get me wrong. I think this will help Bray a lot, considering that he's been buried multiple times. I heard what was this rumor about Sanity getting run over
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
I
Bray?
think Meltzer, who sucks, I think he said that Bray Wyatt further down the line is going to join Sanity as their leader, which is complete
Not gonna
bullshit.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea more than this whole Matt Hardy thing. And I agree, Matt Hardy doesn't need the title. And considering that they're going to face the Bar, which I highly don't think is going to happen now. Considering that Breezango just beat them on Raw, sorry, but considering that they just won,
Can't believe that.
I really don't think the Bar is going to challenge them. I agree with the Revival. My first thought was that they were going to SmackDown. That was my first thought.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
I really don't know. I don't know what you do with the Revival.
I lost my shit when last week AOP came out and they won. So I thought that they were going to be the ones facing the Revival because I was like, oh my god, this match would have been just so amazing. But no, we had to have this. But I don't know what we do with them either. But it's the same. But it feels like they're doing the same, with the club. We didn't know what to do with the club. They don't know what to do with the Revival. They didn't know what to do with the Ascension. They didn't know what to do with the Vaudevillains.
They still didn't. They still don't. They still don't know half the time. At least like 4. You announced 4, so about 3/4 of them they still don't know. The Ascension just moved to Raw. Why? No clue.
I mean, you could even add Breezango to it because they're totally over. I mean, Tyler Breeze is one of the most underrated wrestlers on the roster, and Fandango is actually pretty good. But
I concur.
There's so many tag teams. There were just so many tag. I didn't like the fact that the Bar went to SmackDown because I was like, we're getting stacked with tag teams again. I mean, honestly, I think that this is going to lead up to a breakup between Sheamus and Cesaro, obviously. But
Probably,
still,
yeah.
there's so many tag teams, and there's only 2 titles, right?
Raw's division definitely needs one more big source for sure. I think that if they book the revival correctly now, if they have them off TV for a month and they bring them back and just absolutely destroy everything with this whole angry persona, I think that would work
I don't
immensely
think
for
so.
them. But at the same time, it's just the same old revival. So maybe it might not get over as well as it did last year at Raw after Mania.
They barely got they. I mean, when they came back, they got like zero pop. I was so sad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably because they had Dash Wilder on Superstars losing with Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's stupid. All right. Anyway, moving on, we had Mickey James versus Ember Moon. Good match, right? I don't know. Mickey James with the best sell of Eclipse.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Probably.
sell of the year for sure.
Yeah. What do you
That-
guys?
that
What
was
do you
great.
guys? What do you guys think of this? All right. So, Nick, I know you're not a fan of the feud, but what do you guys think about the idea of Alexa now calling Nia the bully about because he took a title and stuff? I don't know.
That just doesn't make any sense.
It's silly, isn't it?
I'm not gonna hate it. I can't say I hate the whole storyline. I genuinely despise it, but I don't hate it. I just it reminds me of Total Divas so much that I have no choice but to cringe about it because I
Yeah.
hated Total Divas. However, it brings some real life aspect into it, which I commend WWE for. I commend them for doing that real life thing.
Yeah,
But
And you know what I don't commend though? The social warrior crap.
yeah, I hate that.
Because listen, Naomi won the battle royal.
I
I
still think
have
that was
no
a
idea
dumb
why.
idea.
Okay, I think she won it because she's part of the minorities. I genuinely think that.
yeah, but
And now I think that Nia Jax, because she's fat. People, I mean, she is. So WWE is like, we're putting the title on her because Alexa is a beautiful, slim girl, so she's gonna bully Nia, and Nia's gonna win the title. That's not really. I just don't like this type of story because it just doesn't make, it just doesn't fit in well with wrestling, right? It's just
Also-
It doesn't represent a women's championship rivalry.
yeah. It's like, hey, you're fat, and I used you. Yeah,
It's this whole Gossip Girl shit, and I hate it.
I actually have two problems with it. One is that Mickey James, I don't know when it was, I think 2007, 2008, somewhere around like that.
Mhm.
She had a storyline and she was being fat shamed, and now she's the one fat shaming, which makes no sense.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
and then I think that this whole bully storyline should have ended at WrestleMania with one last match to call up Ember Moon, and then Alexa and Mickey should have moved on to SmackDown.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. And I mean, some people keep saying like, "Oh, why Alexa? Why move Alexa when Asuka is on SmackDown?" But at the same time, what has she got going for her on Raw now?
Yep.
Right? I mean, Ember Moon's there. They got who else do they have there? They have Bailey, Sasha. Obviously, one of them is going to get the title soon. You have Nia Jax. I don't even know if Alexa doesn't really make much sense on Raw.
I agree. Considering that she's faced everybody on Raw, and she pretty much Raw is the same exact women's division as it was before, minus 3 people, pretty
Yeah.
much, and Ember Moon.
Yeah.
I feel like her versus Riot Squad wouldn't make much sense whatsoever, considering that they're both heels. I think if they really wanted to get the Riot Squad over, the only thing that could make sense is Alexa taking over. But then again, it's the Riot Squad. And
She
Liz's
should
last
have,
name
but
isn't Riot.
all right. But if we're talking about this, then Alexa should have taken over Absolution because of their past in NXT, which would have make even more sense because of the Mandy Rose and Alexa connection on NXT. So I don't think that's going to happen.
The reason I know wasn't going to happen anyway is because they're too lazy to make a new theme song for Absolution anyway. So they moved them to SmackDown to keep Paige's theme there. Pretty much.
That
Which
still
doesn't make any sense because now you're going to think Paige is coming out when Absolution's coming out.
I know. So stupid. Like, just give them back their theme. I would like a breakup from Absolution.
I feel like that should definitely happen, and they should get their own characters.
I like Sonya Deville a lot.
I agree.
A lot. I think she's really good.
I see more potential in Sonya Deville than I do in Mandy Rose.
I mean, totally.
But remember when they were on Tough Enough?
Mm-hmm.
I saw so much more in Amanda than I did in Daria.
Yep.
Saw so much more, and now it's.
But maybe Mandy. But I don't know, because see, the thing with Mandy was that she was saying, she was talking about being with Absolution, and she's like, I'm more of the diva, and Paige was more like the anti-diva. So I don't even think, she basically said that she doesn't think that it fits her own gimmick to be, part of Absolution, which makes sense. I think, they should try and build Mandy kind of like they did Ava Marie, but Mandy's actually decent, so they could kind of do that, right? I don't know, just something different, and Absolution just. I don't think they're going anywhere, but I really like Sonya Deville.
I think Sonya can get over with. See, you remember when, I found out she was open, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, even though everybody knew.
They should use that as a part of her persona and her gimmick to get her over.
Again, though, the same thing with the social warrior thing, though.
It's not a social warrior thing. That's not the social warrior part that I'm talking about. I'm talking about, if they, because that's technically a history-making moment. They had it with Darren Young, and then they released him. And they could have used that to build him. Now, if you add that to Sonya Deville, it'll get Sonya over, and she's now making history as the first open women's wrestler.
All right, well, I just hope they don't go with the gay gimmick for Finn. That's one thing.
I can't.
It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so I got a couple of questions about the women's division since we're talking about it. First, I'll just ask you one, and then we'll get to the other one later. But I got asked, who do you guys think is going to take the title away from Nia Jax?
Ember Moon.
Yeah.
I 100% think that. There's nobody else on that women's roster that could easily take down Nia Jax more than Ember Moon. If Ember Moon can withstand Asuka, I am pretty damn certain that Ember Moon will be the first to take down Nia Jax.
However, the question is, who will turn heel?
Neither. You have the what do they call it when
respect storyline?
Yeah, or they could just do
actually, I wouldn't mind
tweener thing like. No, maybe, but you don't need either of them to be heels though.
You don't need to, but I mean, we haven't seen Ember heel. I would really like to see what she has as a heel character.
Yep.
Because then she could have the total package.
Yeah, maybe.
Because we know Nia Jax can fit the heel role.
Which I think she should have never dropped, but whatever.
True.
I don't think she should have dropped that heel role for certain. I can't say I'm happy that she's face, but I feel like with this feud with Ember Moon, if they do decide to go that route, Ember should probably be the one that's playing mind games with Nia Jax because that makes the most sense. In my opinion.
You can't really turn Nia heel again this quickly, right? So you kind of have to go with it if they do that.
They did it with Austin, but she's not Austin, so realistically you can't.
Yeah.
Adam turned heel at WrestleMania, and then next thing you know, he's again.
Yeah, but they're not gonna do that with Nia. But the reason, before we move on, I just wanted to say that the reason why I really like Nia as a heel is because she's more threatening as a heel, okay? Because she's like the badass, and I just don't see that. I'm not saying that she's a bad face. I think she's a good face, but it just doesn't fit her character, right? It's like when we had Alexa with all the glittery stuff, and now you think of her right now, you couldn't really imagine her being a face. And that's kind of the thing with Nia, is that I think that if she was, that badass woman, like, I'm going to hold this championship because, like, this is my possession. This is my thing. You try and take it away from me, I'm going to run over every single one of you. That type of thing. I think it just fits her so much better than her being a face.
They teased the Alexa face turn chamber, and I think they should have went with that for this feud. Because I feel like that would have made more sense.
What face turn?
Well, you remember when she okay, so after the chamber match, right? Alexa went on the microphone. She cut a promo, and she was saying
Oh,
This
thank you.
promo
Yeah,
was amazing.
that promo was yeah, but I don't.
she was teasing
Can
that
she,
face turn right at the
can she
beginning.
get over as a face though?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'd like to see that, but I don't know.
Didn't she start out in NXT as the face when she
Yeah,
was
that's
like
what I'm
that
saying.
Yeah,
Sparkle?
she did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but that didn't get
she
over very
turned
well.
heel. She turned heel on Carmella and Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, because she was with
Blake and
Murphy
Murphy.
and Blake.
Yeah, that's how she turned heel. She helped them retain the title. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, I'm really happy with this next segment. Which
Mhm.
we had Dolph Ziggler join Raw, and I was like, okay, here we go again. Dolph Ziggler's going to Raw, and he starts talking about the same shit, and I'm like, oh my god, okay, skip. And then Titus Black come out. They try and recruit him. I'm like, okay, but then he's like, I didn't come alone, and in comes Drew McIntyre, which I would have rather seen him on SmackDown, but this tag team can really do wonders for both of them.
Yeah, but the way I see Dolph Ziggler right now, he is like the main roster's early Andrade Almas. So he's like putting over all those new stars
Mm-hmm.
and introduces them. So that's what I really like because he can put on hell of matches, and this match will be just great.
Yeah. Um, Mac, do you think this tag team is going to win a title? I no, because I honestly
It,
think they
I
could
think they
because
could.
yeah,
I think they could. If they stayed a tag team, they might pull like a Michaels and Diesel thing, which I don't mind either. I really don't. But the biggest outcome you could possibly see is them winning the tag team championship. Jesus, I can't speak. Tag team championships. That picture in my mind speaks volumes, and I really like that dynamic because it kind of shows Michaels and Diesel. You know, it's like that old school vibe. And apparently, I didn't know this, but they were a team way beforehand
Yep,
when Drew McIntyre first showed up.
yep,
he
they were.
that was a long time ago. Yeah,
I
2009.
Yeah, 9, 10, somewhere around there. I didn't know that until this morning. I was like, oh, I didn't know they were a team beforehand. Well, now it kind of makes sense why they're a team now because they're still friends with each other at this point.
Yeah, but I
I
actually think that this team won't stay around for long. I think that, I don't know, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, McIntyre will turn on Ziggler.
Ah, it's
I don't
still
I
my
don't
idea.
think so.
I want McIntyre to turn on Ziggler, but after they win the title. You know
Yeah, I
what? You
feel
know
like
what
they
I
should
would
win the
like to
titles.
see is I would like to see them win the titles and retain. I don't know, have a feud with the revival, retain like twice, and then on a third time, the revival will finally get them, and Ziggler's the one that eats the pin, and McIntyre is like completely distraught. He can't believe it, and he just turns on Ziggler, completely destroys him, and then he moves on to something, to a bigger title, because I honestly think this tag team has potential, and it does something with Dolph Ziggler, and it's been a long time since we've had something good with Dolph Ziggler. So,
Well, it
you
hasn't been
know,
too long.
I mean,
It's been
last year
since
when
Miz
he
and
won
Ziggler.
which was a year ago now,
That was
right?
still a pointless reign, but still,
It was more
it was
entertaining than what we
okay.
had. I mean, the dude wins the U.S. title. I'm like, yay, finally something decent. And then he's just, nah, I'm
And
gonna
then he
make Katie.
relinquishes it.
And I'm like, wow. And then he comes in what was it, like number 30 or number
Yeah, it was number
29?
30,
Number
lasted
Number
30.
2
30.
minutes and
And then
gone.
and I was like, okay, Finn just eliminated Dolph Ziggler. And I'm like, what was the point?
That was my first question. If they were gonna have number 30, they should have had like another NXT call up or something.
Yeah,
Adding
If he
Dolph
wasn't
Ziggler
gonna
back into
win,
there.
if he wasn't gonna win, I totally agree. But I think it would have been the right, it would have been a cool move to see Ziggler win. Obviously, I know Nakamura, he's younger and whatever, but it would also be a nice surprise because we know that Ziggler can, Ziggler's great in the ring. So, and if he stops doing the same old type of promo, he's got he's got the world championship ability, right? So
His promos are exactly the same almost every time. That kind of annoys me.
it's not his fault though, but his delivery is always good.
Peter,
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
fact: Dolph Ziggler is 1 year younger than Nakamura.
He's 1 year older,
Younger.
younger. Oh, okay, awesome.
Shit, he's younger than Nakamura?
Nakamura is 38.
Yeah, it's kind of
Holy
like
shit,
that
I
thing
thought he
where
was younger.
they did like Rey Mysterio, John Cena, and whoever else against Finn, Nakamura, and Roman, and like
That was a badass moment. I
they
really
were,
like that.
but they're all basically the same age, with like Roman being like one of the
Yeah.
youngest. That's what,
I think whoever wrote that, I think Ryan Ward wrote that part, but that was great. I really like that part.
the only part I didn't like was freaking John Cena. Oh my god. No, let's not get back into it. I'll get mad again. But all right.
I'm surprised we didn't see Cena this week. I thought he would show up at least once, not like shaking up wise, but like just to show up on the show.
Yeah. I mean, he will show up at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
True.
Isn't he? Yeah, he is against
He's
Triple
facing
H.
Triple H. Yeah.
I still don't know why that match is happening, but oh well.
Shut up! Don't question it.
It hasn't even been promoted on any show. It's just there.
Yeah, it's just there. Anyway, we had this Roman and Samoa Joe segment.
Can we just skip this? It was almost
Yeah.
the same as last week.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay. Natalia face turn.
Yeah.
I know where they're going with this, but
Yeah, Natalia versus
I know
Rousey.
where they're going. I just hate that they keep turning her. She turns face more times than Big Show. I'm sorry.
that's true. Yeah, we know where this is going. I don't really know if that makes much. Whatever.
I think it makes more sense because I think Natalia is truly Ronda's trainer. I think Natalia is probably the best option for Ronda's first feud.
Yeah.
But
If
she's
you look
not.
up
But
everybody
at
else,
first feud's probably gonna be a tag team feud, and then well, no, because
Absolutely.
Mandy Rose and they went to SmackDown.
That would have made
Rousey
if there
and
was any
Natalia
reason for them to
versus
stay on
Riot
Raw.
Squad.
What?
If there was
Rousey
any
and-
reason, Peter.
No, I heard you, Nick. I didn't hear Peter though.
Oh.
Wait,
Okay.
yeah.
I was just saying Rousey and Natalia versus the Riot Squad. But that won't happen because it's Bailey versus Sasha against the Riot Squad.
No. If they team up Bailey and Sasha again, I will completely lose all interest on this feud. Let me just tell you that. If they team them up again,
How long has this feud been hoisted? Like we've had
Last
WrestleMania
year.
30, SummerSlam, WrestleMania 34.
Last year
This
was
year's-
when they really
God.
developed it.
Oh my
Because
God.
I don't know if you guys remember, because Bailey was going to face Alexa at Great Balls of Fire. God damn it. And Nia injured Bailey. And Sasha took her place. So they've been basically building that up since that moment. Since, last year's Great Balls of Fire. God damn,
that's a funny name.
I hate it.
I want it to come back just to piss people off.
No, please. Just no.
We've had Great Balls of Fire, and apparently a representation of the female trophy being her uterus to some people.
That's true.
In a matter of a year.
That's true. But anyway, we've seen too much. We've seen too much Bailey versus Sasha, but it just needs some kind of. It's like how many times have we seen this match? It's so many times, right? But that's why I would like Bailey to turn heel, because it would be interesting. It would be something new, and it wouldn't piss me off to see them fight again, because their matches are good.
Same thought. Like earlier this morning, I thought for some reason I thought Bailey was going to turn heel. I don't know why I saw that. I just saw.
It just
Bailey
makes
turn
more
heel.
sense. It just makes more sense because
it gives Bailey more character too.
It's got nothing. She's got listen. I love Alexa. But the thing that pissed me off the most was when they were having that match at Extreme Rules and Bailey wouldn't hit her with the candles. This is like the stupidest thing ever.
Bailey
Oh
isn't
my
Violet,
god,
she is a hugger.
Yeah, she's
that
like,
match was a
I'm not
joke.
going to. I'm not going to hit her with a candlestick. I mean,
And
come
didn't
on.
she hit Alexa with the kendo stick on Monday Night Raw too?
I don't
Like
fucking
the
know,
Monday
man.
I
before.
think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what
yeah.
was the point of that?
I want badass Bailey. Give me
Mm,
badass Bailey.
I think that
I don't
I
think
agree.
I don't think that would work.
I think it would. She's good enough to make it work.
I think it's
No.
debatable.
Okay, but
For
I
sure,
mean,
it's
but all right,
debatable.
but who's the second? But who's the second best horsewoman for you guys? Then okay, now let
Becky.
me
I
not
don't even
ask that
see
because you
Charlotte
might
as
might
number
say
one.
Becky. Okay, fine. But between Bailey and Sasha, who's better?
Sasha.
Sasha.
Okay, fine. No, that's fine. That's
You
fine.
sounded so depressed when we said Sasha. It was kind of funny.
I don't.
You're just like,
It's
we were
it's
like,
because I
Sasha.
don't. You guys
Damn
know I don't
it.
like Sasha.
Well,
I mean,
no,
I'm
it's
not. I'm
not.
not denying her in-ring talent. I just also
Yeah.
think that she's a dead character, much like Bailey is, and that was it basically. The both of these women need kind of a revamp. That's why I kind of wanted Bailey to go to SmackDown, so we'd have something new. But it is what it is. By the way, Nick, who's the best horsewoman for you? Then is it Becky?
I would say between Becky and Sasha. It's just that Becky hasn't been used a lot at all.
Not
I
even
think if
Charlotte?
You're nuts,
yeah,
man.
I think. Oh well, I'm not going to deny Charlotte's in ring skill. I'm not going to say she's overrated just because she's Ric Flair's daughter. I just think that Sasha and Becky just have better in ring skill than Charlotte. That's just my opinion.
Okay, I think Charlotte is the best women's wrestler of all time, but
Yeah,
that's
agreed.
just. But again, it's like I could see people not liking her, but that's fine. My opinion is that
I won't
she's the
deny.
best.
I won't deny what Charlotte can do. She did a freaking Spanish Fly near perfectly
Oh my god,
at
that
Mania.
was
That was
amazing.
great.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Like I won't deny it, but I I I know she has some good skills. I just feel like Sasha and Becky do a little bit more and a little bit better. That's just me though.
And one more thing before we move on, I just want to say is that something that we need to pay attention when we're thinking about who was the better out of the Shield or out of the four horsewomen. We kind of have to look at who had the better matches with the more different people, because I think that's what really distinguishes everybody, right? Because I think that, for example, Charlotte has had good feuds with almost everyone. While I think that Bailey, especially Sasha needs to work with Bailey for her matches to reach the level that I think they can, that Sasha can show. And I think that's also something that we have to take in consideration when we're thinking, who's the better tag team, who's the better women.
Yeah.
I said tag team because I was looking at Breezango versus the Bar, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had Baron Corbin also move to Raw.
That was kind of dumb. I think that was dumb.
I got no complaints.
I
As long
I feel like he still had a little bit more to do on SmackDown, but I'm not gonna complain really much. I just think it was kind of dumb.
I low key have a preference for Baron. I think he's good. I rate him. I don't like his character in the sense where
He's got some badass theme music though.
yeah, and his in ring abilities is pretty good. I think he's talented, but
yeah,
it's gonna be hard for him to win the title. Anyway, we had Breezango versus the Bar. That happened.
I spoiled that.
Yeah, Breezango won.
My bad.
It doesn't matter.
See, here's the thing. I feel like that was like the big point where you kind of knew the Bar was going to SmackDown.
I agree.
I feel like Breezango is probably going to get that push.
I don't know. We'll see about that.
And this is where
do
like
we
I
really
led
want
to that
see
thing
that?
earlier. I feel like Breezango is going to take the place of the Bar. I feel like that's going to happen. It's going to be Breezango versus the Woken Warriors.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that. I really don't. considering that I really like Breezango, I just think Breezango should probably win the titles, considering that they beat the best team on Raw at that moment.
I mean, at one point I was begging for Titus Worldwide to win the title because
I was too.
You know.
Don't worry.
By the way, I really like Apollo. He's really good.
He was brought up too early, though. He should have stayed
Maybe.
in NXT longer. He was in there for 3 months, and then he was called up, pretty much.
Sure. All right. Then we had a backstage segment with Renee burying Elias.
Rachel. Oh, dear.
Oh, Rachel, that was good too. Good segment, right?
Yeah, but Elias mentioned Lashley, and I also just saw some news that a local broadcasting channel in Saudi Arabia is advertising that Bobby Lashley is added to the Intercontinental title ladder match.
Okay, thank God he didn't say that Elias is going to face Bobby Lashley.
That will happen too, as I assume, at Backlash.
But I don't
Bobby
want
Lashley
that
is added to the IC title match?
Yep, I saw the video. He is advertised for it alongside Balor, Joe, Miz, and Rollins.
That sounds kind of dumb.
Yep.
That sounds to me like Bobby Lashley could win the title.
Please no.
I hope not. He hasn't been on long enough yet. He certainly doesn't need the victory.
I mean, if this leads to Elias winning the title at Backlash, sure.
Oh, but they're not. They're going to bury Elias. They're going to bury Elias. Let's just face it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I would 100% die of laughter if Elias beat Bobby Lashley for a title.
I mean, Elias did beat John Cena.
True.
That is also true. But John Cena has also gotten weaker
and
over the past 2
Strowman
years.
in the same match.
True. So there you go.
Damn.
Elias kind of did the Chris Jericho, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think Elias is one of those guys where they have a lot of trust on him. So I'm not too worried, but I wouldn't like to see Bobby Lashley defeat Elias on their first feud. I don't think he makes. Bobby Lashley should go up against somebody more noteworthy.
I think that they are actually going the route that is rumored, so that they're doing Lashley versus Lesnar at SummerSlam.
No, I've seen a better rumor. I've seen a better rumor where they actually Brock's contract isn't as long as people are saying, and that they're going to use him to put Roman over. AKA, that's never going to happen, but whatever. And somebody else also over by beating Brock Lesnar, which I would love if it was Braun Strowman.
I want to see Bobby Lashley beat Lesnar for sure. I'm kind of hesitant on where they want to lead Brock. I wouldn't have him win or lose Greatest Royal Rumble. I really wouldn't. But we're going to get one of those outcomes.
We need him to lose. We need him to lose. We need change. Brock Lesnar needs to... I don't mind Brock Lesnar in WWE. I just don't mind him. I hate him with the title because it's just that it did nothing for the Universal Championship, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's just that Brock Lesnar doesn't care. And that's the biggest issue. If Brock Lesnar showed up every 4 weeks and put up one hell of a match, amazing matches, very good matches, I wouldn't mind. But he doesn't do that. He has 5-minute matches where it's just suplex at 5. He destroyed Samoa Joe. He destroyed Braun Strowman. He beat Roman Reigns. He can't just...
Another thing I really hate, why did it take Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman 1 F5 when it took Roman Reigns 6 F5s? That's kind of ridiculous. Who knows what's going to happen at GRR? It's probably going to be 20 F5s. And Roman's
but to be honest, I feel like during the match, Lesnar and Reigns just thought, fuck it, they don't care, we don't care, just let it be as ridiculous.
What, kind of like Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar or WrestleMania? Was it 20?
Yep.
Maybe. All right. Let's
to update you guys. Let's get through the rest of Raw, and then I gotta go for something.
All right. Well, too bad you're not gonna stay for SmackDown.
I won't stay for SmackDown, but I'll give you guys whatever I have to say.
All right. Next time you better make it on time so we can do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And make sure you don't have any freaking other commitments. That was stupid. You
I wasn't
Anyway,
paying attention.
yeah, whatever. Anyway, all right. So I think we can skip the match itself
Yeah.
because we all knew that the Faces were going to win. But what do you guys think about Bobby Roode going to Raw?
He needs to turn
Super.
heel. He needs it
Yeah.
Okay.
immediately.
That
His face turn is so terrible. I'm
It's
sorry.
just always the same. I'm
It's just
glorious, I'm
yeah,
glorious, I'm glorious.
yeah. It's just not he's saying.
I'm also hearing this thing about James Storm coming in, I guess,
Beer
and forming.
money.
Yeah, which would add another tag team to Raw, which I wouldn't mind. But I just think James Storm probably needs to go back through NXT first.
I honestly don't think that Storm fits into WWE.
I don't either. I really don't.
I
I
don't
just
know.
hated
Maybe
that.
we'll see.
Didn't he have that, Death City Council on TNA? I hated that.
I
I
don't
really
I
did.
don't know,
watch
man. I
TV.
stopped watching TNA in like 2008.
It's not even TNA. I'm sorry. Impact.
It's Impact Wrestling now because TNA, makes you think of something else. And that's why they changed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. So, Nick, you want to go? Or you want to just stay for the first beat up?
Yeah, I gotta
Smack?
go now,
All right.
probably.
All right.
Take it easy, guys. Have a
Yep.
good rest of the podcast. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
See
All
ya.
right.
No problem.
See
See
you.
ya.
All right. So on SmackDown, I think we got to be a little bit quicker on SmackDown because hold on, let me see. We've ran for 56 minutes. Yeah. Wow.
No.
All right. Time flies when you're talking about wrestling. Anyway, all right. So SmackDown started with AJ Styles, which I thought was surprising. Honestly,
Yeah, true.
I didn't think they were going to start with him.
I was expecting to maybe see a shakeup instantly. Maybe
exactly
like Miz
right.
even.
Yeah, exactly. Or when AJ says something like come on out Nakamura or something, and I thought we were getting called up there, but no, we got Rusev. I was kind of pissed off when they had AJ go for the calf catcher like 30 seconds into the match, and I'm like, no, please don't do this to us.
Yeah, but I mean, they did the same thing back when Styles was feuding with Dillinger and Corbin, where he had a match with Dillinger, and I think he beat him in like 1 minute with the calf crusher.
Oh my god, yeah. That was poor Ty. He hasn't recovered from that too.
Nope.
But we got the stupid tag team match as a main
As
event
always.
because why not? This was a Raw main event, by the way.
SmackDown basically is just tag team matches over and over again.
Yeah. All right. So we had Shelton Benjamin come up against Jeff Hardy. So Jeff Hardy's now on SmackDown.
As expected.
Yeah, interesting match.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. Basically the same as Hardy versus Mahal.
Yeah, thought it was good. Low key would have liked to see Shelton win that one though. But it doesn't make any sense yet because he's defending the title. If we didn't have that greatest Royal Rumble thing, I think it would have been great. I think it would have been great. It would have built up a decent feud, and I think Shelton Benjamin's really good. So, I mean, I like him over Jeff Hardy. It tells you how.
I feel like Benjamin should have been put over a bit more before he gets this push.
Yeah, true.
And I think this heel turn is not going to work out.
He was always a heel, though. All right, so the Chad Gable and the Shelton Benjamin heel turn never worked because it never made any sense. The basis of their heel turn was the referee didn't see. The referee saw a good tag, and the referee didn't screw them, but they felt like they got screwed, so they turned heel.
Yeah.
Which makes, if they would have gotten legitimately screwed, I'll be like, okay, that's a good reason. But they didn't get screwed.
Basically, they turned heel because of a video assistant referee like in soccer.
Yeah. Cue the VAR. Yeah, that killed me. That was a good one, Peter. Yeah. All right. But we'll see where this goes. I would like to see a Jeff Hardy versus Shelton Benjamin feud. It would have been good.
But what I don't understand is at Greatest Royal Rumble, Hardy will fight Mahal, but Orton technically is number one contender. So will Hardy fight Orton then the next week, or
Who's the number one contender?
Orton because he won the triple threat against
Oh,
Rusev and
right.
Rude?
Uh, I'm guessing Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, because Orton technically also has a rematch clause, so but they don't care.
And they won. I mean, he won the right to face the winner, face Jinder Mahal at Backlash.
Yeah,
So, I mean, we could see, we could see Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal at Backlash again.
please no.
I know, right? Jesus. All right. So then, oh, Nick just left the call. Okay, that was interesting. So the Miz, then did this usual promo package. I thought it was decent. Not really much to
I
talk about.
I really like that Maurice had the sunglasses because of her being just fucked up because of Monroe Sky screaming all night, and this was just like, no, I don't need sunglasses. I wear them in the arena, but not in my house.
True. Uh, um. All right. So here's where I have an issue. I didn't like this Jey Uso versus Harper match.
I mean, first of all, it was too short, and what happened afterwards was just cringy as fuck.
Okay, I watched the stream when that happened, but all I heard was a friend of mine just say, "What happened is that you missed Naomi show why she's a terrible actress." And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
well, did you see how the match ended?
I did see the match
Okay,
ending. I
yeah, and
got I
then
got cut out after that.
okay, afterwards, it was just basically Rowan and Harper just decimating the Usos, and they were going to use their hammers or mallets or how they call it,
Hmm.
and then you just hear a scream in the background, and the camera turns around, and Naomi is just running down the ramp like Cena ran up the ramp at Mania, and she just sat down next to Jay, and she just says, "No, please don't do this, don't do this." And
Oh god.
Harper just looks at her confused and just walks away. But the best thing was afterwards, Harper tweeted something other than it's that
Yeah,
week of the day. You know what that
yeah.
means? And he just tweeted a picture of that scene, and he just captioned it as cute as fuck.
I gotta see that. Hold on, I gotta see that. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I don't know. I gotta find that. I see it. Um, but yeah, I didn't like it, and I'm not sure what they're going to do with this feud. Cute AF. I see it. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, it's obviously going to be Usos versus Bludgeon Brothers at Greatest Royal Rumble, and Bludgeon Brothers will retain.
It
But
makes me sigh.
I don't know why Naomi is in there. It's just,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like SmackDown is always trying to put every woman they have on the show, no matter how,
Yeah.
and it's just stupid.
All right. So in this next one, when I saw Sin Cara in the ring, I obviously knew. Okay, we're getting a call up or a shakeup. And boy, oh boy, did I go crazy when I saw Samoa Joe.
I
Oh
did not
my
expect Joe, but the crazy thing is, 2 days before SmackDown was on, I thought, Samoa Joe has never been on SmackDown. I would kind of love to see him there, and then it happened.
It makes so much sense, man. He's got to win the title there.
Just imagine Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Or Joe versus Bryan. There are endless opportunities. Joe versus Cesaro.
could you imagine? This is why I would love that Finn would have gone to SmackDown. Could you imagine AJ
Yeah,
Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor versus like Nakamura or Daniel Bryan? Oh
yeah.
my.
Balor versus Styles. Who was the best leader of the Bullet Club?
Well, Balor won that one.
Yeah.
Back at TLC.
Oh
um,
yeah, right. They had a match already. I forgot that.
but that was because it was the Demon Fangy and
Yeah.
Bray got it was when Bray got
Bray
the
was sick. Reigns
yeah
was sick.
yes. We had freaking Kurt Angle as a member of the Shield.
Oh God.
Oh, I just thought of something.
What?
Dean Ambrose is going to SmackDown
Uh,
because Dean's gonna because the bar thing, injuring him.
yeah.
Man, if we get
I
Dean Ambrose
think
on SmackDown, that would be so
what
good.
I want to see is another short feud between Ambrose and Rollins, where Ambrose turns heel on him.
I get it, but
But I
man,
think
do I
that
want to see Dean Ambrose again on a Soul Run?
yeah,
I really like Dean on SmackDown. I
but I
like it.
just think this Rollins Ambrose thing is too obvious, so they are not going for it.
Maybe, but man, oh man, Dean Ambrose on SmackDown would be good as well. We'd have proper good matches. Um, all right, then Nak already talked about Samoa Joe's promo.
Yeah,
So we can pretty much skip that. Then we had Sanity going to SmackDown, which I also
that
lost
is
my
awesome.
shit. I mean, I kind of wanted AOP on SmackDown, but man, if we get Sanity, I mean, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain at all. But by the way, I got a question. What do you think about Nikki Cross not being called up?
I mean, I kind of get it because right now in NXT, I don't see anyone being a believable contender for Baszler.
Which, by the way, we got a question for that too. So
Okay, um, so I don't see Bianca Belair doing anything with her because she's hella overrated.
ugh, the stupid air thing. Oh my god, when that smacked on Becky, I was so
Yeah,
They
and
need to. They need to like. They need to like ban that move. I don't care.
yeah,
It's too dangerous. Did you see what it did to one of the women's back? I don't know who it was, but there was like this picture floating around the internet
yeah,
that
I think I saw that. Yeah,
bro,
um,
that's brutal.
yeah,
That's
it is.
brutal. That's probably worse than a freaking chair shot.
Yeah, I mean, but who else does NXT have? They have Kairi Sane, they have Candice LeRae, Selena Vega.
Zelina Vega got called up, so
Oh, right. Lacey Evans, but,
Lacey Evans.
but that is basically it besides Nikki Cross.
Yeah, Dakota Kai.
Oh yeah, Miss
Did
Nero.
Nixon? I heard Nixon got a
Yeah, I think she
rebranded her name.
returned or basically debuted.
Yeah,
Yeah, but other than I think NXT signed Tessa Blanchard, but I'm not sure about that.
mm,
But yeah, they don't have anything. They have less women than Raw and SmackDown, I think.
true. All right, then we had Big Cass straight into the main event picture, going up against Daniel Bryan
Yeah, I
backstage.
like that. I really do.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna be quick and I'm gonna let you talk. Yeah, I like Big Cass, as in I thought he held up really well on that Fatal 4-Way elimination
Mm-hmm.
thingy a couple months ago. I
Wasn't that
just
the
don't.
fatal four-way for the Universal Championship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't. I just don't know how good he's gonna be. Because honestly, he's not very good on the mic. So I'm just kind of. That's the only thing that's making me iffy about him being straight up to the main event picture. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think we all know that he's not going to win this feud.
Yep.
Um, and they are basically going this Cass actually isn't that bad on the mic because when you think back to when he feuded with Enzo, I think he actually did
Yeah,
a
I
good
just
job.
don't like how sometimes he takes so long to get out his words. It's like
Yeah,
he's it's like sometimes I can understand that he's natural and it flows well, but other times it feels like he stumbles too much and he's like he's not too sure about what to say. So that's what kind of leads me.
yeah,
Yeah, but honestly, I like Big Cass. Kind of like I like Baron Corbin. I really like those
yeah,
two guys. So I'm not,
me too.
I'm not mad at that. But if you'd have told me you would have Finn Balor over Big Cass on the main event
Mm,
picture on SmackDown, I would have taken Finn Balor.
yeah.
Anyway, what did you think of the celebration?
Um, I kind of liked it. I mean, Carmella, of course, isn't a god on the mic, but I think her promo style is different and it's something fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Because her promo doesn't her promos don't feel like she has to remember everything word by word, and she just goes with the flow and
She's
reacts
kind of
to the time.
natural, isn't she? She's a natural on the mic, I think.
Exactly. But I don't like that she is giving her prop or any prop she is holding a name.
Ugh, Cleopatra.
Cleopatra, yeah.
Oh.
I would have loved if she would have called that championship Charlotte.
That would have been a good one. See, that would have been a good one. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right. Then
Also,
yeah.
why are they spelling the Iconics with two I just because they consist of two people?
Yes.
That is stupid. I
Okay.
hate it.
Get used to it. I was really surprised they had Billie Kay fight on TV because I think she's the lesser, member of the Iconics.
Yeah, true. And she lost clean.
But she held up kind of well, didn't she? I
Yeah.
think it just honestly depends a lot on who you're facing, and she went up against Charlotte, so obviously she did well.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'd like to add about this is that I like the continuity of Becky and the thing that she was eating. I don't remember what it's called, but I don't know if you saw the last week. She had videos on YouTube
Yeah,
on
I
Twitter.
saw it.
Okay, and then this time she showed up to help out Charlotte, which I thought was funny.
But what I don't really get afterwards, Asuka came out and it was announced that Asuka is a member of SmackDown, but wasn't she technically a member of SmackDown when she decided to fight Charlotte?
No, because she still showed up on Raw.
Yeah, but that was kind of like a free agent thing, and she wasn't announced as a free agent, so
I don't know, man.
it just doesn't make sense.
I just kind of hope they don't give her the title right away because I think Mela kind of has to have at least maybe 2 months, 3 months with
Mhm.
the championship. I think, but
Yeah.
but anyway, we saw the club going to SmackDown.
I actually think that Sonya Deville will take the title of Carmella, just saying.
Oh man, you have the good ideas, but I just don't know if they're gonna go through with them. This has been a Sonya Deville love fest, by the way.
Yep.
All right,
And
but then,
what I found really funny was when Nex said that they are not going the route that they are acknowledging Sonya's being lesbian, and at Mania she literally had a rainbow outfit on.
yeah,
So
it is what it is.
yeah.
All right. All right. Then we had Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson going into SmackDown.
Mhm.
I mean, pretty good.
Yeah.
R-Truth.
Oh, good God.
Okay. I found it funny that they did the thing with the Monday Night Raw. I thought it was
Yeah, but that's his gimmick, and he has that for like 3 or 4 years now, and he
still
just needs something new.
kind of funny. I just love how I don't know if is he tied that ass if he's gonna be all right, and they're like no.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought that was hilarious. Anyway, yeah. So then we got the confirmation that Nikki Cross wouldn't be with Sanity, and we also got to see Zelina Vega and Andrade Cien Almas. And I don't know if you saw my tweet, but my
I don't
bold
think so.
my bold prediction of the year is that Andrade
Oh
Cien
yeah.
Almas will get the WWE Championship in the next 8
I
months.
don't think it will be the WWE Championship, but rather a mid-card title. I don't see him fitting as the US champion, but I would rather see him as the IC champion.
This is why I think the Intercontinental Championship just belongs on SmackDown.
Yeah.
That's just me. Man, but am I hyped? I think they finally, they got their man because this is the next Hispanic star.
I just hope that he isn't going to debut against some US American superstar and just
Oh my
America
god.
is holding me down, something like this.
The fact that we are European,
Yeah.
the thing that pisses me the most is, first of all, the USA chants, which I think are incredibly ridiculous, and the anti-America gimmick. Like, not everybody hates America, right? It's just stop it. Stop this stupid idea where we all have to hate America because we're not Americans.
There are literally 4 chants in WWE that I hate. those being the USA chant, the too sweet chant after a pin,
Oh my god.
the what chant,
Yep.
and the you deserved it chant.
The "You Deserve It" is being it's being overthrown.
Yeah.
It's being put everywhere.
I
Everybody
mean,
throws it
I mean,
around.
after Mania, I think we had like on Raw and SmackDown in total, I don't know, like 4 or 5 different "You Deserve It" chants.
The best time I saw the "You Deserve It" chance was when Alexa retained against Mickey at TLC, and then she
Yeah.
went on Raw and she was like, "You deserve it," and they didn't do it. And a few months later, she wins at Extreme Rules, and everybody starts going, "You deserve it." I thought that was kind of
Exactly. Yeah.
but again, I think you have to make these moments special and not just throw around. You deserve it. Like for example, Carmella. I love Carmella as in like I think she's very good at promo wise. I don't think she's great in the ring. I don't think she really deserves like that championship for them to like say that. I just for example, Becky deserves it a lot more, right?
Mm.
So the "You deserve it" chant kind of should just only be saved for I don't know really big moments, I guess, right?
Yeah. I also think that if they
Yeah.
are putting the title back on Charlotte, they are doing Charlotte versus heel Becky at SummerSlam.
Oh my god. Oh, that'd be
SummerSlam
great.
could be bigger than Mania this year.
Bro, oh, that would be sick. I would love that. Um, all right.
Also, there has been a spoiler, or not really spoiler, there's a rumor by the arena that hosts Extreme Rules, I think,
Mm.
for the WWE Championship match.
If you're talking with Baron Corbin in
Yeah,
that, I don't think it makes sense.
yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, they probably
Also,
scrapped that.
it can't happen because Corbin is on Raw.
Exactly right.
I just
Uh,
remembered that.
yeah, exactly. All right. So moving on now, just to the main event. Standard tag team match, right?
Yeah.
The heels dominate 90% of the match, and then there's the hot tag,
Yeah.
and everybody goes happy because the faces win. But this time, Big Cass, hit big boot on on Daniel Bryan, and Nakamura did the little uh,
Low
low
blow.
blow thing. You know what I just find hilarious as well. By the way, that's how AJ Styles won his first title, and nobody talks about that.
True, yeah, against Ambrose at Backlash, I think it was, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. That's
No,
so.
wait, was it Backlash? Was it the Extreme Rules match?
No, it was
No,
no, it was
it was
definitely a blue. It
it
was
was the one
definitely a
before that.
blue. It was a blue. It was a blue
No
symbol
Mercy.
thing on it.
No, wait.
No mercy. Could have been no
No,
mercy.
wait. No Mercy was the Extreme Rules match. I think it was Backlash.
Hold on. I think it's backlash, but I'll double check. AJ Styles. I'll check. But anyway, I think pretty much covered. I don't know if you want to talk anything about the main event. If anything's
Not
worth
really,
talking.
no.
All right. So let me just quickly double check when he
Yeah.
won it. Da, 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 da,
It was
babe.
Backlash.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I was right. All right. So
So
let's
do
just,
we wanna make like roundup of all the trades that have went on for each round?
if you
Yeah,
have
I
that, we
have
can
it.
do. All right. So you can do that, and then we'll just
Um,
get to another question, and we'll wrap up the
yeah.
podcast.
So this so besides the ones we already had for Raw, we had Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley, which is pointless, I think, for Ryder at least. Corbin, as we've already said, and what I found really surprising, Mike Kanellis.
Fine.
Well, he's going to be a jobber probably, but well. And yeah, Ascension and Gable, but I think Gable could probably be a good contender for the IC Championship, maybe against Rollins, if they build him correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what did we have for SmackDown? We had Absolution. Yeah, we didn't really have anyone that wasn't mentioned on the show.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, but I think all in all, SmackDown definitely won the Superstar Shakeup
Do
because
you? I genuinely believe that Raw is still going to be the better show.
yeah, they
I
are
like
going to
I
be a
prefer
better show,
SmackDown. I like SmackDown, but
but
I don't know.
SmackDown has the better roster right now, I think.
But they didn't. They had freaking Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles.
Yeah, but now they have
They couldn't do
Almas, Gallows Anderson, Bar, Sanity, Joe, Hardy.
fine. They have the better roster, but just see.
Yeah,
It just
but I
depends on
think
the
their
booking.
roster is way too stacked to actually be a good show.
Exactly, that's so true. Um. All right, so let me just get you to one last question that
Mm-hmm.
we got. And I think you pretty much already answered it, but
Okay.
still. Uh, I was asked, who do we think is next in line to take the title away from Shayna Baszler?
Ooh, take the title away. Mm.
Maybe not even feud, just like who can win the title away from Shayna Baszler. Obviously, this can be, this doesn't have to be something that happens right away. But who do you think, would be the person to take the title away, given the women that we currently have on NXT?
Don't think that right now we have
I
any
got
woman to take the title off of her.
I got my answer though.
Let me just see.
Thank someone. Come on, think of someone.
I don't know, Kairi Sane.
All right, fine. Dakota Kai.
Yeah, it
I
happened.
just I think they're going. I think they can build back the initial feud. They kind of had. They kind of
Yeah,
where
true.
Dakota with the arm thingy.
Yeah,
Maybe she has a couple. Maybe she has one underdog match and um, she loses to Shayna and maybe what the next big takeover she wins the. I think currently I think it's the one that makes the most sense, right?
yeah.
So I'm going with it.
But I think if they are bringing in someone new, the only believable one right now in the world to take the title off of Baszler would be Emma.
Did you say
But
Emma?
yeah,
She's not coming back, bro.
I know.
All right, the person who's
Just
going to
like
take
Neville.
just to make a certain someone happy, the person who's going to take the title away from Shayna Baszler is going to be Tony Storm.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
How about that? How about that?
That is a good one. That is
Tony
really
Storm.
good. Shout out to Brandon.
Yeah. All right. So, uh, we're gonna wrap up the podcast. I thought it was a really fun one. It
Yeah,
was fun doing it with you, Peter. It's fun doing it with Knack too. Kind of disappeared. Didn't make it to the beginning and disappeared halfway through it. That's totally very professional. Thank
yeah,
you, Nick.
just like him posting NXT. Oh yeah, I'll do it. 20 seconds later, no, I can't.
Exactly. I don't know if you want to say something before we close out the show.
Have a good whatever time of day you have right now.
True. All right. So we'll see you guys next week, probably around the same time. Well, I mean, this isn't gonna come out live. I forgot that we didn't go it live, but probably around 5 p.m. Eastern.
My fault.
Maybe we might do it live. I think we pretty much pulled it off. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, uh, we'll see you guys next week, where we're gonna obviously be talking more wrestling. So till then,
See ya.
bye bye.